All right, so I'm gonna do maskless so I can breathe and talk. I just wanted to point out some of the things that after this last test lowered to 14, which was 10 points less, means that the cleaning is helping, but there's still some things that we missed. The kitchen was the main source is what we're assuming, and all those spores kind of went out into the air and literally attached to everything. So it did a good job and improved, but we had someone who was very detail oriented that came and showed me a lot of different things. I wanted to show some of those things that that we're gonna do from now. This next step that might take a couple months, but the first thing, I used to have these cute little decorations above here, little lemons and flowers, and decorations. Those little tiny decorations that I have everywhere, like this. Spores are gonna hold on to a lot of things, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take all those little decorations out into the garage with my compressor, and I'm going to blow everything out, including like everything on the walls, right? Use the compressor, blow everything out, and then I'm gonna take that killer spray and spray basically every tiny portion of that, and then I'm gonna box them up into clean boxes from the store, and then once we clean the house for one big final step, then I'll bring them back in afterwards. And then we're gonna get rid of like pillows and blankets like this. I'm just gonna throw some of those things out. So that's kind of throughout the whole house actually is the decorations. And once you think about it, it actually is pretty daunting because there's decorations, you know, little tiny things all over the place, you know, just lots of fun. So that'll be my project. I think I'll do that one the best. And then, so we're gonna go into the bathroom over here and show. So this, one of our major sources was a vent underneath the kitchen. So underneath this vent in the bathroom, for whatever reason, they have carpet under there, and that's gonna hold on to a lot of spores as well. So we're gonna rip that out, and then even though we clean the surfaces of vents, we're gonna take all of them out. This is just like, you know, dirt debris. It's not mold or anything, but there's spores on there as well. So every single one of those vents are gonna be taken out. I've already taken some decorations out of here, but we're gonna have to do more of those. You can look at my laundry that needs to be done. Things like this needs to be just thrown out. You might be able to rewash it, but blinds and mattresses are all gonna be thrown out. I've already thrown out the master mattress. I can't talk today because that one was old and we were concerned because I was on it. And anyway, so we tossed that one out, but we need to get 6 new twin mattresses as well and throw out all the blinds and buy all new blinds. And so another problem is this bathroom. This bathroom got gutted because of the mold over here. All that white stuff was where mold was. And so a lot of these spores need to be better vacuumed up and cleaned. It's just really hard when it's a construction process right now. And so then a lot of these spores from this bathroom are going out into that duct right there, and kind of basically our problem is everything's going through our system, our circulation through our house. Then up here, I don't even know what this is. It's just this behind the tub plumbing thing. There's some water moisture up here. And so we need to climb into the attic and look under the insulation to see if there's any mold that's been under there. I don't love. And then, one other thing I forgot in the bathroom. But along everywhere else too, the baseboards, basically we want to grout everything under there. So that way moisture can't get under the baseboards, and then any mold that could be in there wouldn't be able to come out and as well. So that sounds fun as well. I mostly want to do them in the bathrooms or anywhere that there's moisture. And in the basement, my nightmare is if, you know, all of these millions of Legos had to be cleaned. We're just going to spray those as best as we can again. But over here in this window, he did a moisture meter along the whole thing. And right here is testing higher. So we're going to lift up this tile. You know, it could have gotten in from this broken thing as well. So we're going to lift open that tile and see if there's any moisture in there. And then also there's more decorations down here that need to be blown out or thrown away. And then some of these extra blankets that we have, I will probably throw just some blankets away. Like the really big older quilts. And this next place makes me sad because I'll show you my son's fish tank is so pretty. It's 37 gallons and has some angelfish in there. But what my son insisted as water damage, like hard water on the top, the mold guy says this is one of our top priorities to get out. Because the mold, one of the molds I have is actually a white mold, and it could very well be all over that fish tank, and those spores are going through the air. It's obviously not the major source, but it's definitely causing a problem, which is why it could still be testing high. And that makes me sad because I don't care for fish, but my son does. And the first mold process removal was fogging, and it killed his 2 parakeets. And then the next round, they said that plants can have mold in them. And so I got rid of everything with soil in our house. And he was a big plant collector, and he had like cactuses and succulents and big plants he's had probably for most of his, since he was obsessed years and years ago. So I had to get rid of all of his plants. And now it's an aquarium thing. So now he has to get rid of his aquarium that he bought like less than a year ago and spent hundreds of dollars on. So the poor guy's losing a lot in this as well. I don't mind throwing out some things, and it's hard, but I feel bad when it affects the kids as well. So I feel like, I didn't even go into the, sorry, it's just taking long. I thought one of the big problems was for some reason when we cleaned the entire house and had all the people here, we failed to go into the utility room. We've had the furnace cleaned out and the ductwork professionally cleaned, but none of us went in here and vacuumed and cleaned off all this. You see a lot of just debris, spores possibly, dust. And then all the way up here, this is a vent that leads out to the house. And there was some moisture up there. So we need to see if that's mold or just moisture, or if it's going to be a problem. And somehow this right here got unnoticed. Kind of freaks me out a little bit now. Just this drain right here definitely needs to be treated. And all the stuff that's fish equipment, my son needs to get rid of as well. So, it's not like we're dealing with, we haven't looked under the siding yet either, but I feel like they felt like if it was under the siding affecting the whole house, the numbers would be a lot higher. So we're just going to go through, probably take a month or two, because we have other things we're doing in our life right now, trying to build that bathroom and life. And so I'm going to gradually start taking down all the decorations, boxing them, start to do the caulking and throwing out all the blinds and the mattresses and anything else that I feel like isn't worth keeping. And then even going through these a little bit better, taking off some light fixtures and taking all those vents out and cleaning the inside of the vent. So that could be a fun process. But I figure it's spring coming. I can feel it in the air. It's like 50 degrees today. So being in the tent in the spring is probably the best season to be in the tent. So I'm not too concerned, but to gradually do this because I don't have the energy to do it all in one day because I'm going to start going through each room and deep cleaning each room at a time as well and throwing more things out before we have some friends, family come over and help us do a big deep clean again. And we'll probably get the carpets cleaned again as well. Just trying to get rid of every single spore remaining in this house and see if we can get the levels down even lower. So I have a direction and some hope now, so I feel like we can do this. I'm just hoping it makes some good changes. So hope that helped anybody that's looking for places to look for mold. Those are just some of those extra tiny little details that you might want to look into.